Hey, it's your coach, Laurie McNaughton, coming to you again with another short video on some ways that you can improve productivity, efficiency, profitability, fun in your business. And this particular tip or hint or whatever you want to call it is hiring. You need to put together a process inside your business where you hire people. Don't just hire people because they need a job. The difference between success and failure oftentimes is really that first or second hire. If you're a small business owner and you're funding this yourself and you're trying to create a successful business and you hire the wrong person once, you might get away with it twice. You're starting to push the boundaries three times. It's all over. It's all over. Hiring is a science and an art, and you need to have a system in which to do that. You need to attract the best candidates, and then you need to understand how to interview them to better understand who they are as a person versus the skills that they bring to the table. Because just because they have the skills to do the job does not make them a highly sought after employee. And as I always say, don't hire your cousins, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, best friend because he needs a job. There's a reason why he needs a job. And hiring, as I said, the wrong person is just like tantamount to, just saying, I don't really care. And it doesn't matter what kind of a business you have. It can be a small business. Let's just use an example of somebody who has a little retail outlet where they sell a whole bunch of knickknacks, soup to nuts, so to speak. You walk into those stores, what's the first thing that you want to do? You want to be greeted by somebody who actually likes talking to people. So don't just hire somebody because you need somebody in that role. Hire somebody who likes people. Hire somebody who likes talking to people. Hire somebody who likes being helpful. And you got to do that through, first of all, writing the right kind of ad. Don't just put an ad in like everybody else does, because if you do that, guess what? You're going to get what everybody else does. And so once you've got them hired, now you need to be able to interview them in a way that helps you understand who they are as a person, because you want to have people who have a great attitude about life. And so you might ask them questions like, tell me about some of the top one or two lessons that you learned in life. If they don't have any lessons that they learned in life, pardon me, that's a red flag. What are some lessons you learned in your last job that are highly important for you moving forward in your career? If they don't have one, that's a red flag. You certainly want to understand whether they have experience in your industry, especially if there's some, if you're hiring electricians or welders or machinists or carpenters or whatever the case may be. Obviously, they need to have some experience in that role. But here's the thing, here's the difference. You could hire somebody that has all the experience in the world at doing the role that you want them to do. And hands down, they do it like nobody else can do it. But they are jerks. They can't get along with anybody else. They can't teach other people how to do the work that they're doing. They want to work by themselves that's not necessarily a bad thing, depending on the role, depending on what you're asking them to do, because sometimes jobs require that people work alone for long periods of time. It's better to have somebody who likes to work alone for long periods of time than it is to hire somebody who needs to be around people all the time. So, understanding what it is that you need in that role. And I've got a great little exercise that I put clients through called Attracting My Ideal Team Member. There's 3 parts to this, and a couple of the parts are first getting clear on what are the characteristics and attributes of an A grade employee for you. And one of the other parts of the exercise is like, okay, what am I going to need to improve in order to attract these kinds of people? Because here's the thing, you may get lucky and attract a good person into your business. But let's just say you're highly unorganized. You don't have a plan. You don't have any goals. You don't have a dream for the future. All you got is like day-to-day firefighting, do the job, do the work, whatever the case may be. A-grade employees that could literally help you take that business and turn it into the next level, help you take it to the next level and the next level and the next level, they're not going to hang around because they have hopes, dreams, and desires and goals that they want to accomplish. And so they're going to go where they can fulfill their own hopes and dreams. So you have to build a business that's going to fulfill the hopes and dreams of others. Now, think about it going back to my little knick-knack retail place. Let's say you need a cashier, 2 or 3 cashiers or something to that effect. So you need people who like people. You need people who like talking to people. Maybe you're going to look in a pool of people and have several part-time people instead of 1 or 2 or 3 full-time people. You're going to hire maybe some stay-at-home mothers who are, just want to come and work for a couple of days a week. You might look at an option like that. There's all kinds of accommodations you can make to fulfill different roles and responsibilities. In that case, because in that case, it's most likely you're going to have a small business. So you're not going to hire somebody that has hopes and dreams of becoming an executive in a big corporation. So I hope I've stimulated you a little bit in understanding the need for a hiring process, a systematic process to your hiring. Pardon me, I'm just getting over a cold. Because those hires are so, hiring the wrong person is so costly, especially if you're a startup business and a small business, and you're funding this on your own. You might get away with hiring the wrong person once, maybe twice, but 3 times, I doubt it. It's probably going to be the end at that particular time. So, spend the time hiring the right people. And if you want to, I've got a complete system for hiring people that I can coach you through. And certainly part of that process is finding my ideal team members. But if you don't want to do that, at the very least, pick up a book. This is one of the best books that I've read on hiring. It's Who? Solve Your Number One Business Problem by Jeff Smart and Randy Street. And as you can see by the tabs in there that I've done quite a bit of highlighting in this book. And that's in part because it's a great book on hiring, and it really exemplifies the importance of hiring in your business. So my moral of this little video for you is take your hiring seriously. Don't hire duds. Don't hire people because they need a job. Not to say that you can't hire somebody that needs a job, but do some interviewing, doing some checking on references to find out who that person really is and whether or not they're going to fit in for the long term in your business. So if you found this interesting, I never think of this because I don't think of myself as any kind of a influencer of any kind. I'm a business coach. I like helping people succeed. I like helping companies grow. I like helping business owners, free up more of their time so they can spend time doing other important things. I don't see myself as a influencer, social media. I don't even like that. I don't even want to say it, but I just did. But subscribe anyway, because there's any number of videos that I post on here. Most of them are related to how you can become better at your business practices. Most, if not all. Although I do talk a fair amount about mindset, because that's another key area in success in any business, is having a steel trap mindset for success. So if you want to find out what it's like working with a business coach, a highly successful business coach who's been doing this for over 20 years now, go to my homepage, lauriemcnaughton.com, do some reading, do some research on my whole website, and then just scroll down to the bottom of the main page, and there's a link there. You can click and you get 15 minutes into my calendar. And I always start out with just a 15-minute call, because your time and my time are hugely valuable. And so I want to find out, is this something that I can help you with? And if I can help you with it, then we'll book a much longer time where we can talk more in depth to understand more of what the challenges are that you're facing. And because here's the way I look at it. Like, if you're working way too much, or you're not profitable, or you got a lot of turnover in your team, those are just symptoms of a problem. So I need to understand what the cause is of the problem. You're going to help me figure out what the cause is, because when you figure out, oh yeah, I know what the cause is, because that's just the facts, my friend. Your business is a mirror of what of who you are. So um, we can work together to iron out things, put some systems and processes in place, help you build a whole training and team building and leadership and communication, as well as we can look about the fundamentals of business from the perspective of your profit and loss and your balance sheet and your costing, to make sure that you're pricing your products and services at a price that is going to make you the profit that you need, because every single business needs to make a profit. Because when have you ever heard of an employee who didn't want to raise at some point? So you're going to have to, your team costs are going to go up. As we know, in this particular economy, costs have gone up. So you need to have a profit in order to pay for those added costs. And of course, I'm hoping that you as a business owner wants to make the kind of money that you should make as a business owner, so that you can create a lifestyle for you and your family that only those people who are willing to build businesses, successful businesses, get to experience. Because the fact of the matter is, when I say successful businesses, the fact of the matter is that something in the neighborhood of 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. And a big chunk of the ones that survive that first 5 years don't make a 10-year anniversary. So congratulations to those of you who have already succeeded that far. So get on that call, book yourself that 15-minute discovery. No, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Just going to ask you some questions. If I don't make sense to you and you don't make sense to me, we're not going to work together anyway. So it costs you 15 minutes of your time. If it makes sense to you and it makes sense to me, we'll book a longer time and we'll talk about the causes, and I'll talk about some of the solutions. And if you think they will work for you and you want some help doing it, we'll talk about a coaching program that work best for you. So thanks for your time. Wish you nothing but success in your future endeavors with your company, and building hopes and dreams for not only you and your family, but the people who work for you as well. Did it stop? I think it did. Yes. Nope, it didn't.